tracking toward mortality, ignoring finality. Wreckage mounts identify your own soul becomes impossible. It is over. An isolated existence. This prison. So small. Strangling any hopes that are somehow birthed in this cycle of despair.
Okay. Whew. So, hello everyone. This is not my regular streaming time, but I wasn't able to do so yesterday, which is when I usually do this live stream. So I'm doing it this morning. So it's still a bit dark. Well, it's getting light in Colorado here. Finishing up my coffee, and yeah, we'll see what the day brings, right? Tomorrow I'm doing a bunch of workshops for Adobe and EdgeGain. So today I can do a quickie little stream like this and sort of keep that momentum going, you know? All right. So today I thought, we looked at some of the new stuff inside of the Photoshop beta a few weeks ago, and it was fun. And I figure, why not revisit that? So what I've got here, I've got a couple of very old photographs that I took back. I think this one, I mean, it doesn't sound old when I say it. So this was taken, I think, in 2003. So 20 years ago, which in my mind, 2003 is only like a couple of years ago. So what are you gonna do? So this was taken, I believe, with a little Sony digital camera. I think it was a Sony. Well, wait, it wouldn't be a Canon. It'd be a little Canon digital camera, I think. So it's not super high res, right? Like if we look at it, it's 1280 by 960. But in any case, what I thought to do, and I haven't really done this on a stream, but I've seen a lot of other people use it in this way. Generative fill inside the Photoshop beta, Firefly driven, right? I've seen people expand, take a photograph and just sort of like see what the AI thinks is the rest of the world. So this image right here is of Hope Cemetery, and that's in Worcester, Massachusetts. So I do have an eye to the chat there, so if anybody is familiar with Hope Cemetery, Worcester, Massachusetts, say hello. Say, hey, yeah, I've been there. It's a larger, I mean, it's a medium-sized cemetery. But it's got graves that go back a few hundred years, so it was always fun to, visit either with friends or by yourself and, just wander the graves and, just think about the people who are buried there and, how different their lives would have been from someone who is alive now or 20 years ago. And, how similar everything is. I'm a big proponent of, spending time in a graveyard and walking around and thinking about life and death, So let's have a look at this. The first thing I'm going to do, actually, let's bring up our navigator. That's going to help us quite a bit. So I always tell my students this, like, in Photoshop, like the first thing I do if I don't have it configured already, is I grab my navigator and I just pop it right up in there, so it's always ready for me to navigate, right? It makes it a lot easier to do stuff like this because you got this nice little slider. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, let's see, let's expand to one of the sides, right? We'll just take it quick and easy here. So I'm gonna use the crop tool. And let's go ahead and expand that out, right? And there we go. Now we've got some stuff going on. Now, it was interesting. What kind of spurred this, I saw a tweet from Lee Brimlow on Twitter this morning, and he mentioned that the model that's being used in the Photoshop beta is sort of more finely tuned to generative fill more than the creation of objects out of prompts, which I found very interesting. So I figured let's go with that, right? I mean, so this is going to be interesting because this is going to be like almost the entire side of the thing, and I should make sure to have a bit of the current image. I think that helps quite a bit when trying to expand and blend these things. Yeah, but apparently the Firefly web-based models are more driven to generative, just out of nothing, ex nihilo, right? Rather than what you have inside of Photoshop Beta, which is more tuned for generative fill. Hey Gareth, how are you today? So if you didn't catch it, this is Hope Cemetery in Worcester, Massachusetts. Or it might be Auburn. It sort of like straddles Auburn, Worcester a bit. And this photo is from about 20 years ago. Oh, look at that. Bizarre. So, yeah, I mean, it did a really good job blending. Wow. But it looks like a ruin over here. It doesn't exactly look like... Oh, that's interesting. It's got a little mausoleum. Wonderful. And this one here, we've got some gates and things. I might keep this one, the little mausoleum. Oh gosh, so Gareth mentions taking a breather from moderating the Firefly Discord. So I'm on the Firefly Discord, and bless you, Gareth, because I cannot keep track of what is going on there. There's just like so much activity. There's like too much stuff. So I can't imagine trying to keep a handle on that. So yes. So let's see what's on this side here. You know, one of the most interesting things on the Firefly Discord that I've seen are people who are trying to use it like Midjourney. So if you've ever used Midjourney, you know, they've got a Discord server, and theirs is, you know, that's primarily where you put in your prompts. You give it a prompt, imagine, and then you tell it like, oh, you know, show me a teddy bear surrounded by a bunch of dolls, or whatever you want to see, right? So it's funny when you see people on the Firefly Discord like trying to use it like that, because Firefly is not integrated into Discord the way that Midjourney is with their Discord server. But people get confused. Ooh, that's interesting. And it's funny because, oh, that's so much better. Look at that. My gosh. Ooh. Oh, man. Yeah. That one's really good. That one's really good, too. Wow, which one do I want? This one? Or that one? First? Or second? Number one, number two. It feels like I'm at the optometrist, you know? I think I'm gonna keep number 3. So yeah, we've been expanding this quite a bit. Let's go downwards on this next bit here. And you know, something I haven't done with generative fill yet, in Photoshop Beta, is I have yet to, what am I trying to say? To give it a prompt, right? I've just been leaving it empty here. So generative fill, just leave the prompt empty, generate. Just see what it comes up with. It's amazing how fast this is. And it's the same thing with Firefly on the web. I'm just like astounded by how fast the thing is. Especially with the results that it gives, because it is like super, super nice. I kind of guessed that it might just like expand the road more. This is interesting. So Hope Cemetery, this is in the center of Hope Cemetery here. So the original image, which is probably like just that, right? That's in the middle of the cemetery, and there's stuff like this all over the place. Oh, it made a, look at that, very nice. I tend to like 2 and 3 mostly whenever I'm doing these. Strangely enough, they seem to be giving me the better results rather than the first example. And that's amazing too. We're talking about how fast it is, right? I mean, it is going through and you know, producing 3 variations every time we do this. So it's not doing it just once, it's doing it 3 times. So amazing. Let's go upwards. And after this one, maybe we will, you know, try to add something to it. So I'm wondering here, is it going to cleanly extend the trees right here? Or is it going to try to make them go all the way up into the sky, right? Let's find out. Let us see. Nice. The trees do stop abruptly here, but let's check out 2 and 3. I knew they'd be better. Oh, look at that. That did a pretty good, yeah. Actually, I think number 2 is probably the best here. So, all right. We have got this stuff going on. I have really expanded this from 1280 by 960 into what we have now, which is 3587 by 2364. So we've really expanded this guy quite a bit, which is lovely. A much higher resolution image now, right? What if I wanted to put some more graves in here, right? Because, you know, honestly, this is one of the things that the AI has wrong, of course, because how would it know that there's not woods right here? It's just more and more graves. So let's go ahead and make a selection here. And actually, so this is going to be interesting. Is this dependent upon... I guess it must be sampling all the layers, right? Because, you know, some processes in Photoshop, like, you have to explicitly tell it, yes, I want you to, you know, sample from all the layers, not just the layer I have selected, everything underneath as well. Like some of the clone stamp tools and things like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to add in a gravestone here. So I'm gonna say tall gravestone marker. Keeping it pretty concise. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy too that this is like the first. That's funny. You can tell that's fake, but it's very good though. It's very nice. Yeah, they're just straight on. That one's probably the most realistic of all of them. Let's put another one like over here. I'll make a little cluster of them. I'll just say gravestone. Generate. Yeah, so it looks like it definitely is like sampling from all the layers beneath rather than just, you know, the selected layer. There we go. So we can slowly add up this stuff. What do we want to put in here? Let's put a, I don't know. What about a wrecked bicycle? Now this is gonna be, you know, interesting. Because there are certain words. Firefly seems to be very aggressive, right? When it comes to words that you can't use. So let's see if I violate the terms of service here by using the term wrecked. You know, it's funny because there's like, you know, I've used terms that, you know, I mean in a very, you know, I'm just trying to be creative, and they get blocked, and it's like, there we go, look at that, it's kind of creepy. Wrecked bicycle. Let's check out the variants. That bicycle has 3 wheels, look at that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, none of these look Actually, number 1 is probably the best out of these. But it looks a little too distinct from everything else. I don't know, it might be all right. Yeah, no, big picture, it's better, right? Let's put down here. Generative fill. Child's mitten. Ooh. Oh. I should put a ghost in there. Or like something. Oh! I should have been more descriptive with the colorization here. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. Yeah, let's put like a spooky ghost. Just like right here. So I'm gonna say spooky ghost, semi-transparent skull and tattered how do you spell tattered? Robes. See, this is what Photoshop needs for generative fill. They need a spell check in there too. All right, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I for those who don't know, I stream on behalf of Adobe for Education, and and they made a spooky ghost like a stupid bedsheet ghost. Come on. Oh, wow. That one's actually pretty creepy. Look at the hand on that thing. Yeah. See, here's the trick, right? We've got the ghost, but as I pull the opacity down to make him semi-transparent, you can sort of see the rest of the stuff that was generated around him. So let's try to do a select subject with this. Looks like it's remembering my prompt. Does it remember the prompt for all of them? Oh, look at that. I didn't know that. That's cool. It remembers the prompt for each one that generated it, and it hangs on to those variants too. That's not bad at all. Nice work, Adobe. Oh yeah, what was I saying? I don't know. Let's just yeah, so adjustment presets, right? So what I was saying, I don't know what I was saying, honestly. Oh yeah. I was talking about I just finished up, I'm still kind of grading, but wrapping up a 3-week-long, 14-day intensive Creative Cloud overview class. So 3 hours a day for 14 days. It's a lot, 70 students. And yeah, so I'm just wrapping that up. The last class was on Friday. And oh, I like this one. Should get more. Yeah, last class was on Friday, and now I've just got like final grades to finish up, and we're good. Black and white negative. That's kind of cool. I like that. So yeah. after this, I am good until basically September. I've got lots of free time. So I've got a new book project I'm working on that is going to be great. I'm only writing the first chapter right now, so. But yeah, it's very relevant to a lot of this stuff. It's going to be a wonderful little book. I've also got some. Oh, I've got another book that I wrote that I co-authored with Tom Green. And that is coming out, I think, in August. So that one's complete. Co-authored books are in some ways easier, in some ways harder. Because when you write your own book as a single author, right, you can just, do whatever you want within certain parameters and portraits. It's funny. And with a co-author, you kind of have to work together and manage things. You don't want to, stumble on the direction that each other is headed in. You don't want to write about something and then find out like, oh, well, look at that. He wrote about that same thing. So yeah, I definitely want to do some more creative projects too over the summer. And I just can't. These are cool, but I don't know what exactly I want to do here. I mean, we could do a black and white to start off. Let's do this one. This warm black and white. And then I'll add another adjustment layer for some levels. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more on these streams with the Substance 3D collection as the summer moves on. So I've done a couple of things around Sampler in the past. We might look at Designer and Painter and some of the other stuff as well. By the way, Designer and Sampler in Substance 3D just came out with new versions, major new versions. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check it out. This is good. All right, it's 8 o'clock my time, which means I'm going through a major remodel the past 2 months, and it's going to continue on for the next 2 months probably. I have to meet my contractor somewhere between 8 and 8:30, so I think this is good. I'm going to pop this onto my Behance as a project, and this stream will be live later on today once it's done processing. So Gareth and anyone else who is on the live stream, thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. This was fun. Sometimes I like these streams where it's just like goofing off with stuff, more than having something that I want to, bit by bit, piece by piece, address and like make it more of like a learning, kind of like a teaching thing. Sometimes it's fun to just play around. So, right on. All right. Yes. Yes, you're welcome, and thanks for joining again. And yeah, those who are watching the recording, I am changing my streaming time. I'm working with Adobe for Education to get that sorted out, as mentioned last week. So I think until that happens, I may just do little things like this here and there. But again, we'll see. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Does this curtain